Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if there are actually going to be repeat people here coming back, but today we're going to be talking about how to transfer all your stuff from Streamlabs to OBS. I'm not sure if there's a way you can actually transfer it. I've never used Streamlabs, but I'm really just going to be going over like a general, here's how you set up OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, for those who don't know. That is basically like the easiest, or I guess the original of the streaming platforms, I think. It's what I used when I first started streaming. Nothing else had even been created yet. It was just OBS. Today we're going to be talking about how to set it up, basically. We're going to go over like very basic things on how to set it up. It's super, super simple once you get the hang of it. It will be overwhelming. I am so sorry. I will do everything I can to make it as least overwhelming as possible, the least amount of overwhelming. That being said, I should probably introduce myself. We're going to have to chop this all up, aren't we? If you're wondering who I am, if you've never seen me before, my name is Kazi. I'm a full-time school librarian and content creator for Twitch and starting to get to YouTube as well. And also a graduate student who just got 2 A's in both her classes. I just got 2 A's. For those who don't know as well, for those who are new here, I have ADHD and other mental health struggles, so school is very hard for me. And I'm insanely proud of myself there. I got 2 A's. Woo! We might as well get started. I'm going to walk you through like a general idea of what OBS is, a general idea of how to use it, the settings for it, and then also I think we're going to go into a little bit about setting up StreamElements. So let's get to it. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about a general idea of what OBS looks like. So this is a general thing of what it would look like if you are watching, or if you first open OBS, except take a look where my mouse is going. Watch where my mouse is going. If you look down here, there's this area called scenes. You're going to see a lot of the ones I have. I have game. Well, actually, I start with stream starting soon, stream ending, BRB, just chatting, game, Zoom, D&D, which is empty, gaming video, chatting video, and test. That's what we're using today. This is very confusing. It is probably a lot. I recommend setting up scenes. This is the first thing that you should know about OBS. Scenes are very important. My partner, who sits over there, he did not make any scenes when he was streaming. He would just move things around on the scenes. So he would be like, and then just move things around. That didn't work super well. It made it a little bit inefficient. He streamed and he did a great job. He's awesome, but it can be a little bit inefficient and a little bit tricky to use. So I highly recommend using scenes. You're gonna want one for chatting. If you're chatting, you're gonna want one for games. You're gonna want one for all of that. Pretty simple to do. Trust me. Then if you look to the right of sources, or of scenes, if you look to the right of scenes, there's an area that's called sources. Those are going to be the things that are in your scene. So say we're on the chatting video. If you look right there, there's test alerts and cam link 4. Those are the 2 things that I have. Test alerts is just this video. That's pretty simple. Next to that is audio mixer. That one, super simple, super easy. I don't know if it's actually in there automatically or not. I added it in. I'll show you how to add those in a second. Then we have scene transitions. That just kind of adds a nicer flow between the scenes. So if I switched from chatting video to gaming video, do you see how it has that little fade? That makes it a nicer transition. You can buy some fancy ones on like Etsy, I think, and stuff. I personally just do the fade and I don't really care. It's fine. And then lastly, we have the controls. Those are automatically on there. You have start streaming, obviously. You have stop streaming or stop recording, because I'm recording. You have start virtual camera, you have studio mode, you have settings, and you have exit. So it's very simple there, very easy, very nice to use. Then you have your settings. So you're gonna go up to the top where it says file, where my mouse is, follow my mouse, and you're gonna go to settings. So the very first thing you're gonna do when you open up OBS is you're gonna go to stream, and you're gonna log in with Twitch. Or you can use your stream code, but you're gonna log in with Twitch. Definitely do that right away if you stream to Twitch, or do it to YouTube, whatever you are gonna log into. Log in right away, get that squared away. Then, then you're gonna go to the video, and you're gonna go here. So this is your base resolution and your output resolution. So what people will be able to watch your video and your stream in. I like mine at 1920 by 1080 just because I do that. And I stream at a good time. I'm an affiliate for those who don't know. I'm an affiliate, so I'm not like a partnered or anything, partnered streamer or anything. So I don't get transcoding options always. So it's often recommended that you actually only use 720 if you are, sorry, cat walking around, that you only use 720 if you are a affiliate or anything other than a partner, just because it's a lot better for your viewers. However, you can also just check to see if you have transcoding when you go live. So I stream at 6 p.m. It's not a very popular time to stream, so I almost always have transcoding. And if I don't, I just end stream and go live again. Just because I really like transcoding. It makes it easier for people who have maybe not so good internet to be able to watch my streams and stuff. So very important there. However, this is also something that you kind of need to think about based on whether your computer can run it, because some computers can't run 1080p as easily. So consider that, see what your computer can run, figure it out. Then at the bottom, you're going to see something that says common FPS values. So that is frames per second. I use 60 frames per second because it gives that smooth video. If you want to use 30, that's also a possibility. So you can use 30 or 60. I use 60, but again, that's different. Then you're going to go to output. So determine what you're going to do here. Then you're going to go to output. So see on the side, output. You're going to go to video bitrate. So the bitrate is dependent on your like ratio at the beginning that we just went over in the videos. So are you using 1080p 60 frames per second, or are you using 720 60 or 30, whatever you're using? So for a 720p video at 30 frames per second, you're going to use 1500 to 4000 bits as your bitrate. If you're using 720p at 60 frames per second, you're going to use 2500 to 5000 bits per second. If you're using 1080p at 30, you're going to use 3000 to 6000. And if you're using 1080p at 60, you're going to use 4500 to 9000. I use about 6000 because that's what my computer can run. It's very important that you use the correct bitrate. If you're not using the right bitrate, like I wasn't for a while, your video is going to be throttled, I think is what it's called, and it's going to go fuzzy at different times. It's going to be like sharp at some points, fuzzy. It's going to look like crap. So make sure you're using the correct bitrate for what your computer can handle. If your computer cannot handle 9000 bits as your bitrate, you're going to need to lower it down to a different thing. So maybe you'll have to go to 720p 60 or 1080p 30 frames per second. So it kind of all depends on what your computer and what your internet can handle. My internet happens to be decent because I live in Boston, so I have like a lot of good options here for like internet. But if you're using a laptop like I used to use, I couldn't handle it then, or it couldn't handle it then, so I would recommend lowering the settings. So I used only 720p. Next, we're going to talk about the different docks that you can put on the sides. The first one I recommend is the alerts. So, or not alerts, like the activity. So you're going to go to View, Docks, and then you're going to click the whichever ones you want. So these are all the docks that you have here. I like to add my Twitch activity feed, and you can click and drag it wherever you want. If you want it on the top, if you want it on the left. I like it on the left, actually, and then you can make it bigger if you want to, and that's how you can read what's going on your stream. The other one that you might want to include, again, all of these are my personal preference. You can add whichever ones you want, but one that I also use is stream information, and I keep that on the other side. That way I can always just edit the name very quickly. So that's what I recommend for that. It's actually super easy once you get the hang of it. I have been using this for years, and I've been using it since I was 15. I learned to use it when I was 15, so you got this. All right, so next, we're going to talk about how to set up alerts. I recommend using StreamElements. That's what I've been transitioning to from Streamlabs. I did used to use Streamlabs. As I mentioned before, I don't recommend using it anymore. So we're going to go over how to set up alerts on StreamElements. All right, so this is StreamElements. Please ignore all the things, like the browsers I have on the top. It's fine. Ignore it. So this is what it looks like. I'm actually going to move myself over to this other corner so you can see it. you're gonna go to My Overlays, and you're gonna click New Overlay. I have these two. We're just gonna start from the beginning. You're gonna go to a new overlay. I just do 1080p because that's what I stream in. So we'll just name it Test Alerts again. So you go to Add Widget, and then you go to Alerts, and then you can kind of change what you want. We're gonna go to Alert Box just for the very, very simple. So you go to the Alert Box, and say you're just trying to set up a follower alert. You can do whatever one you want here. I'm just gonna get rid of all of these because I always, always, always recommend follow alerts on their own, and then everything else on its own as well. So like a big group one for everything but follow, and then follow alert. And the reason for that is simply just because it can get a little bit messy if you have like hate raid or something. Like you get a hate raid, you want to get rid of that. It's just easier to kind of like keep everyone safe that way. Say you want to set up follow alert now. So this is now a follow alert box. There you go. In order to set up what you do, you're gonna click here, and you're gonna have to change the image and the sound. So here's where you set the image. You can find stuff from like Google if you want to look up like Breath of the Wild GIF or something like that. That's how I have my Korok. So you can click Emulate and then Follower Event. There you go. We have an alert now. Super simple, super easy. That being said, you also do have to upload a sound. So my follower sound is always the Korok sound. So I like to have it like this. So Emulate, Follower Event. Yeah, and there you go. So see the save button. Oh, you can't see it. See the save button up here? You're gonna click save. I'm gonna move myself back over here. Then you're gonna go back out of Test Alerts. And we're gonna click this little three dots here, copy URL. And then we're gonna go back to OBS. All right, so once you're back in OBS, you're gonna click the plus sign, and then you're going to click browser. And you're gonna label it whatever the hell you wanna label it. And then you just, in that little area where it says the URL, you just paste the URL to what we just copied, and there you go. You have your alerts. I'm gonna give you a tip on how to find like sound clips that are free. You can go to something called zedge.com, zedge.com. And they have, it's basically a phone ringtone thing. You can use those. That's where I get all of my alerts sounds because they're for free and they're royalty free. Really all I can think about to talk about today. If there's something that I didn't mention that you're really confused about or how to set up, please let me know. You can DM me. You can join my Discord. I'll leave a link down below. And we have a little area on there that's like tech help. You're more than welcome to join there and ask me. You can DM me here, I think. I don't really know how YouTube works. You can DM me on Twitch. You can DM me on Twitter. Send me a message. I can try to help you. And I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Or again, join my Discord. I have that tech area that you can always ask for advice. There are a lot of streamers in our Twitch community, so you're more than welcome to DM us there. If you're interested in checking out my streams, I stream Sundays through Wednesdays starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream mostly cozy games. I might be streaming Deep Rock Galactic this coming Sunday, which is when this video should be going live, just because that sounds quite fun to me. I love Deep Rock Galactic, so. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below as well. I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah. Bye, friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.